Stop. Before your mind races toward the next possibility, the next mistake, the next conversation that has not even happened yet, ask yourself one question. How much of your life have you actually lived, and how much have you merely rehearsed inside your own mind? There is a silent prison that millions of people enter every single day without realizing it. It has no walls, no chains, and no locked doors, yet it steals sleep from the strongest, confidence from the most talented, and joy from those who seemingly have everything they ever wanted. This prison is overthinking. It convinces you that if you analyze every detail long enough, you can somehow control the future. It whispers that another hour of worrying will protect you from disappointment. It tells you that replaying the past one more time will somehow change what has already happened. But every promise it makes is an illusion. The greatest tragedy is not that overthinking makes you tired. It is that it slowly convinces you to stop living. While your body moves through the day, your mind remains trapped somewhere else, reliving yesterday, fearing tomorrow, or inventing problems that may never exist. You become exhausted without doing meaningful work. You become anxious without facing real danger. You become emotionally drained without taking a single step forward. More than 2,000 years ago, long before psychology became a science, before neuroscience explained how anxiety affects the brain, before self-help books filled bookstore shelves, the Stoic philosophers observed this pattern with astonishing clarity. They understood that the human mind has always been its own greatest battlefield. They knew that external circumstances rarely destroy a person. Instead, it is the endless judgments, assumptions, and imagined disasters inside the mind that rob a person of peace. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire while surrounded by war, betrayal, disease, and political intrigue. Epictetus lived as a slave before becoming one of history's greatest teachers. Seneca navigated wealth, exile, and the constant uncertainty of Roman politics. Their worlds were filled with hardships that would overwhelm most people today. Yet they discovered principles that allowed them to remain calm amid chaos. Not because life became easier, but because their minds became stronger. These were not motivational slogans. They were practical disciplines tested under immense pressure. They were methods refined through suffering, responsibility, and relentless self-examination. They understood something that modern society often forgets. Inner peace is not found by controlling the world. It is found by mastering yourself. Today, you will discover 7 Stoic rules that can free you from the exhausting cycle of overthinking. These principles are not shortcuts, nor are they quick fixes. They require courage because they ask you to stop seeking certainty where none exists. They ask you to release the illusion of control and replace it with something infinitely more powerful, a disciplined mind. The first rule may seem almost too simple, yet if you truly understand it, it changes everything. The first Stoic rule is this: separate what you can control from what you cannot. At first glance, this sounds obvious. Everyone believes they understand it, but very few people actually live by it. Think carefully about your last anxious thought. Perhaps you worried about whether someone liked you. Perhaps you obsessed over a job interview after it ended. Perhaps you spent hours imagining every possible outcome of a future event. Now ask yourself another question. Which part of that situation was actually under your control? Could you control another person's opinion? Could you control the economy? Could you control the weather? Could you control someone's memory of a conversation? Could you control whether every plan unfolded perfectly? The answer is almost always no. Epictetus began his teachings with one of the most powerful observations ever written. Some things are up to us, and some things are not. Everything begins there. Your choices belong to you. Your actions belong to you. Your effort belongs to you. Your character belongs to you. Everything else exists outside your command. Yet the modern mind reverses this order. It becomes obsessed with outcomes while neglecting actions. It tries desperately to control opinions instead of behavior. It attempts to predict every future possibility while ignoring the present decision directly in front of it. Imagine carrying two enormous bags everywhere you go. One bag contains everything you truly control. The other contains everything you do not. Every day, most people ignore the first bag and spend all their energy trying to lift the second. Then they wonder why they feel exhausted. The Stoics simply put down the second bag, not because they stopped caring, because they stopped wasting energy. This distinction transforms every area of life. If someone criticizes you unfairly, you cannot control their words, you can control your response. If a business fails despite your honest effort, you cannot control the market, you can control your resilience. If someone leaves your life unexpectedly, you cannot force them to stay. You can choose dignity instead of desperation. Every anxious thought can be examined through this single question: is this within my control? If the answer is yes, act. If the answer is no, release it. Simple does not mean easy. It requires daily practice because the ego constantly wants more control than reality allows. The ego believes worrying equals responsibility. Stoicism teaches that wisdom means directing attention only where it can produce meaningful action. The second rule is one that modern society almost completely ignores. Stop explaining yourself. Overthinkers often feel compelled to justify every decision. They rehearse conversations before they happen. They replay conversations after they end. They imagine how others interpret every sentence, every expression, every silence. This creates endless mental noise. Seneca understood that those who constantly defend themselves become prisoners of public opinion. There is remarkable strength in allowing misunderstanding to exist without rushing to correct it. Not everyone needs access to your reasoning. Not everyone deserves your explanations. Not every accusation requires a defense. Consider how much mental energy disappears every time you imagine arguments that never occur. Entire evenings vanish because your mind stages fictional debates with imaginary opponents. The Stoics recognized that peace comes from reducing unnecessary conflict, especially the conflicts that exist only inside your imagination. Silence often accomplishes what endless words never can. This is not passive weakness, it is disciplined restraint. History repeatedly demonstrates that the strongest leaders rarely reacted impulsively to every criticism. They measured their responses carefully. They understood that constant reaction signals dependence upon external validation. Marcus Aurelius wrote many reflections that no one was ever meant to read during his lifetime. His journal was not written to impress anyone. It was written to correct himself. There is a profound lesson hidden there. Your primary audience should be your own conscience. When your character becomes your judge, public opinion loses much of its power. Imagine living 1 week without needing everyone to understand your decisions. Imagine making progress without announcing every goal. Imagine succeeding quietly instead of seeking approval at every milestone. Suddenly, your mind becomes lighter. The endless need for validation begins to fade. The third rule may be the hardest for people living in today's world. Guard your attention as if it were your greatest treasure. Every day, countless voices compete for your focus. News headlines demand outrage. Social media demands comparison. Advertisements manufacture dissatisfaction. Notifications interrupt concentration. Opinions flood your consciousness from every direction. The human mind was never designed to process endless streams of information. Yet many people wonder why they cannot think clearly after feeding their minds hundreds of competing messages every single day. Marcus Aurelius repeatedly reminded himself that the soul becomes colored by the nature of its thoughts. Read that carefully. Your mind slowly becomes whatever consistently occupies it. If your attention constantly feeds on fear, your character begins to reflect fear. If your attention feeds on envy, comparison becomes your default perspective. If your attention feeds on outrage, calm becomes increasingly difficult to access. Attention is not merely where your eyes look. Attention becomes who you are. The Stoics practiced intentional mental discipline long before distractions came packaged inside smartphones. They understood that every unnecessary mental burden steals strength from what truly matters. Imagine a skilled archer preparing to fire an arrow. Just before releasing it, dozens of people begin shouting contradictory advice. Aim higher, aim lower, shoot now, wait longer, move left, move right. How accurate would that shot become? Your mind experiences something similar every day. The solution is not to become antisocial. The solution is to become selective. Not every opinion deserves entrance into your thinking. Not every headline deserves your emotional investment. Not every controversy deserves your attention. Your attention is finite. Spend it with extraordinary care, because whatever repeatedly enters your mind eventually shapes your life. The fourth Stoic rule reveals why so many intelligent people remain trapped inside endless mental loops. Stop trying to predict every possible outcome. The overthinking mind believes uncertainty is dangerous. It tells itself that if every scenario is carefully analyzed, disappointment can somehow be prevented. But reality never unfolds according to perfect predictions. Life refuses to obey our calculations. Seneca observed that people suffer more often in imagination than in reality. This simple sentence contains extraordinary psychological wisdom. Think about how many disasters you have imagined that never actually happened. How many sleepless nights were spent preparing for conversations that unfolded peacefully. How many fears disappeared the moment action finally replaced hesitation. The imagination is a remarkable gift, but without discipline, it becomes an instrument of self-inflicted suffering. The Stoics never argued against preparation. Preparation is wise, obsession is not. There is a profound difference between making a thoughtful plan and becoming emotionally imprisoned by countless hypothetical futures. One produces confidence, the other produces paralysis. When you accept that uncertainty is part of being alive, something unexpected happens. You stop demanding guarantees before taking action. You begin trusting your ability to respond instead of your ability to predict. That shift changes everything. Instead of asking, "What if everything goes wrong?" you begin asking, "Whatever happens, how will I respond with wisdom and character?"